part 3. And we're coming up to kind of the end here, but I'm just going to kind of go through some of the impact of all of that stuff that has happened. And this part's called Miraculous Chaos because I actually feel that crypto is a very chaotic kind of industry to be working in. When you can say in your resume that you're one of the world's first NFT artists, people start to take notice and they actually reach out to you and want to start working with you. One of the examples of that is this Argentinian comic book artist who collaborated with me. His name is Jose Delbo. He's a comic book artist from the 70s and 80s. His biggest work was the Wonder Woman comic books from back then. So we collaborated on, this is an animated piece, but I wasn't able to get the video. But so these are just screenshots. We sold this collaboration for about $440,000. It's probably the most money I'll ever make in my entire life in 10 minutes because the whole collection sold out in about 10 minutes when it went on sale. Maybe this speaks to the fact that people were really crazy for pop culture art back then, back in 2021. Here's one that you'll probably recognize. Later on that year, Heart Evangelista, her team, not her specifically, her team approached me to do a collaboration. These were original oil paintings that she had made during the lockdown, and they were sitting in her house. They hadn't been able to sell them because there was no galleries that were open. So they sent me digital photos, and what I did was we decided we were going to animate them, and then we worked with the Manila Philharmonic Orchestra to create music for them. The two Heart collaborations went on sale in OpenSea also in late December. And together they went on auction, right? So there was only one copy of each one. We earned about 3.5 million pesos in an auction that lasted about half an hour. So it was very, very successful. And I can tell you that both Heart and Cheese were pretty happy with the outcome. A couple of months after that, so this is 13. So that's Alexandra herself, and then ito yung Kambal, and then over there is Maliksi. So this kind of continued on, no? Because NFTs were such a hot topic for most of 2021. We started really looking into what we could do with other artists that wanted to get into this stuff and kind of just collaborating. So that was kind of the premise of a lot of my year as a result of kind of what happened with the Curio Cards project. It's kind of strange because all of the stuff that happened that particular year, and one of the things that I could never really reconcile was it felt like I got weirdly lucky without really understanding what I was getting into because it just kind of happened. No? I wasn't really planning to make money as an artist in crypto. I just liked making cartoons. And then for some weird twist, by some weird twist of fate, I accidentally became one of the world's first NFT artists. So I had a really hard time reconciling what I was supposed to do with that. What I ended up doing was I started using some of the funds that I had earned from those sales and put it into this thing called the CryptoPop Art Guild, which is a non-profit that I started, and it's specifically aimed at underprivileged Filipino artists. So we put out a call around the country, and we said, like if you are a Filipino artist and you come from a household that is making 20,000 pesos or less per month, please send us your artwork, please apply, and then we'll see if we can get you in. We ended up with 205 artists after interviewing something like 2,500 people over the course of a month and a half. So if you are interested to see the stuff that we're producing, you can go to Facebook/CryptoPop or Twitter.com/CryptoPopArt. That's kind of where we're publishing our work. But the idea here is that the guild teaches these young artists how to, well, A, become better artists, no? Parang how to professionalize their work, and then secondly, how to create NFTs and earn from Web3, earn from the metaverse very directly, no? So that's kind of the ethos of the guild. So far, we've earned a little over $60,000 in artist earnings over the last year or so. So we're doing pretty well, although you can always do better. Right, and actually, last year I got pretty close to doing something with Globe, but hopefully I'll do something this year finally. But anyway, that's kind of what I've been doing with my time. If you wanted to see like a quick example, these are some of the work of the kids. It's pretty top-notch already. Some of these pieces are about as professional as you can possibly get. So I'm pretty proud of the output that our guild can come up with these days. Very importantly, like also part of the vision of the guild is we don't just focus on, kind of making ourselves rich. Whenever we earn something, we also kind of do these outreach programs where we try to, so this one here is we're distributing bread to Typhoon Odette victims. This was earlier last year. So it's kind of an important part of our ethos that you give back to the community, no? And I guess this kind of goes back to the title of this part where I was saying that it was like miraculous chaos. And the problem kasi with cryptocurrency is that it feels to an outsider like it's nothing but chaos. It's volatility, it's risk, it's complexity, it's very hard to understand. But at the same time, all of that chaos and randomness kasi, it can produce miracles. And I guess I'm kind of an example of one of those miracles, and that's why this part is called Miraculous Chaos. So the main thing I'm trying to do right now with my time, my spare time at least, is I'm trying to make that miraculous chaos work for other people. In particular, these underprivileged Filipino artists who never really had much of an opportunity because it's hard for them to become visible. We're not in the right parts of the world where artists are really, kind of revered or even very well known. So NFTs has kind of opened up these doors and made it possible for us to actually compete at a global level without leaving your hometown of, in some cases, like Bago in Negros Occidental, right? Most of we don't have any artists in Metro Manila. All of our members are from far-flung provincial towns and cities. And that's kind of also a big part of what makes CPAG, or Crypto Pop Art Guild, special. Also, the acronym is CPAG because it's not just about getting lucky, you also have to be masipag. Part of the thing that we are here for, so my day job is I'm the country manager of Yield Guild Philippines. One of the things that we're trying to do in general is try to teach people how to get into Web3 or crypto or NFTs in the safest and most straightforward possible way. So the product that we have here is the Web3 Metaversity. We're building it as a joint venture with the creators of NAS Daily or NAS Academy, if you're familiar with those people. It's our kind of goal to make this stuff a little bit more accessible, right? But in a way that is actually useful. We're not just going to talk about it in abstract terms. We're actually going to teach you how to make practical uses of this technology. If you're an artist, we'll teach you how to price your work properly, how to mint your work properly for the first thing, and then how to turn it into an actual viable profession. If you are a content creator, if you are a streamer, if you want to be an influencer of some kind, if you want to work in marketing in Web3, these are the kind of things that we'll teach people. If this is the sort of stuff that is interesting to you right now, you can sign up to Metaversity for free by going to our booth over at the end. And yeah, hopefully you found that talk entertaining and useful. Thank you very much for the time.